What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of the Red Brand, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including: is John Cena going to be wrestling on the Netflix premiere? Is Randy Orton returning? WWE reviving tribute to the troops? The War Raiders honor a fallen champion? The WWE Diva gets divorced? And much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. As always, we won't recap the show, but let's look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. But before we go into the good, we gotta mention the absolutely awesome, a no-holds-barred promo. A last night's promo between CM Punk and Seth Rollins instantly jumped to the front of the line for the category of the best promo 2024, and it bears special recognition. Much like we recognize absolute awfulness with our downright ugly section, we believe that this verbal volley between the two merits recognition, as both men absolutely held nothing back. Rollins continued accusing Punk of abandoning the WWE and its fans, while also bringing up Punk's bad-mouthing of WWE. The Monday Night Messiah even indirectly referenced Punk blasting WWE on Colt Cabana's podcast and going to AEW. Likewise, Punk had no filter as he brought up the man walking out on WWE, to which Seth said Becky was raising a child, something Punk wouldn't even know about, and accused Rollins of being a bootlicker during the old regime and shooting arrows in Punk's back. Honestly, the promo could only be appreciated by watching it, and it's certain to enter the history as one of the best on Raw. But that was the absolutely awesome. What about the good? As number 1, Io Sky makes Lyra Valkyria with one match. WWE proved to its fans that it's okay to trust the system, in this case booking Io Sky into the Intercontinental Tournament after the Pure Fusion Collective took out Kairi Sane and Io replaced her. While fans were rightfully upset that Natalya or Alba fired in advance to this round, Io Sky made Lyra Valkyria a star last night by putting her over clean. The match was beautiful from start to finish, including Lyra's surprised look when she realized she had just won. Number 2, no end to the New Day's heat. Now the New Day just can't catch a break, as the WWE Universe continues to boo them out of the building whenever they try to talk. And now it looks like Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston's first program will be against Rey Mysterio, or what may be Penta El Zero as a surprise partner. It'll be interesting to see how this translates into ratings and box office. Number 3, the new Judgment Day theme. Now honestly, this is purely a matter of choice, and we all know that Def Rebel come out with some absolute ass. But this new hip-hop style theme isn't that bad, and hopefully the beginning of reminding fans that the heel faction is still a force to reckon with. Number 4, the tribute video to Raw on USA Network. And last night's Raw marked the end of an era as the show aired its final episode on the USA Network. It's been one hell of a ride, and the WWE honored its many years on cable network with a touching hype video that highlighted some of the show's most epic moments, even featuring He Who Shall Not Be Named and current AEW talents like Chris Jericho and Edge. Number 5, a strong build for the 6th January show without ignoring the final Raw. Last night's final Raw displayed the WWE's talents for promoting a future show without ignoring this week's show. WWE set up more matches for Raw's move to Netflix, while also making the last episode on the USA Network a memorable send-off. Number 6, a spectacular 6-man match. While the WWE Universe is clearly tied with Damian Priest vs Finn Balor, last night's 6-man tag featuring Priest and the War Raiders battling Judgment Day's Finn Balor, JD McDonough and Dominic Mysterio was still a treat. Indeed, this bout was the wrestling equivalent of a summer blockbuster, a larger-than-life, action-packed, check-your-brain-at-the-door thrill ride, and Dakota Zoe Clinic. Io vs Lyra wasn't the only Intercontinental Tournament sizzler, as Dakota Kai and Zoe Stark put on a clinic, with both women looking like championship-caliber athletes. Kai's chiropractor move is a thing of beauty, and Stark actually sold it to sheer perfection. But that was a good. What about the bad? Is number 1, Otis loses. Why? And we don't understand WWE's continued burial of Otis. While it's understandable that Alpha Academy's Akira Tozawa and Maxine Dupree are out there to put over other wrestlers, Otis' frequent losses give WWE fans zero reason to get behind the big guy who could get over big time with even just a small push. And number 2, reminding fans of Raw on Netflix 3,000 times. Now, as good as WWE programming is right now, the promotion needs to stop treating its audience like simpletons. Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett seem to mention Raw's move to Netflix like every 60 seconds, which is instantly becoming tiresome. Now, as nothing ugly, a very decent end to Raw ending on the USA Network, a lovely tribute, an incredible promo, and a great closeout to 2024. What did you guys think of the Red Brand last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Now first story is John Cena wrestling at the Netflix premiere. At top of today's news is the mystery over John Cena's role during Raw's Netflix premiere. John Cena's 2025 retirement tour is kicking off with a huge bang as Cena is scheduled to appear on the Raw's 6th January episode, a show that the WWE is booking like a Big 4 PLE. However, is the 16-time world champion going to wrestle there, and if so, could it be against Logan Paul? That's a rumor that's been making the rounds, but according to WrestleVotes Radio, that's not happening. No, if they're asking if they can wrestle on the Netflix show, I would say no. That match, if it were to happen, it's going to get heavily promoted. So no, yeah, that story just remains as we reported last Thursday. Interested on both sides, interest within the WWE to do the match, however, not at WrestleMania. That's where. While Cena is said to be committed to working more than a few matches as he rides off into the sunset, you can be certain that WWE will treat every match as a must-see event and promote every match as such. Consequently, don't expect to see Cena vs Logan Paul, or Cena vs anyone else for that matter, announced the day of the show or shortly beforehand. Next up, Randy Orton returning. Randy Orton has been off TV since WWE wrote him off with a kayfabe injury after Kevin Owens pile-drived the Viper on SmackDown. However, WrestleVotes is reporting that Orton will be back soon, presumably in time to start a new program that leads into WrestleMania. By the Royal Rumble, if not on February 1st, it'll be beforehand. So yeah, very soon. As some fans believe that Orton will play a part in the Cody Rhodes vs Kevin Owens ladder match scheduled for the Royal Rumble, with Orton looking for revenge on Kevin Owens. If so, this could start a feud between the two that leads into WrestleMania 41. Next up, the WWE Vault content coming to Netflix. It looks like WWE fans watching Netflix for their WWE fix will have access to more classic content than expected. WrestleTalk is reporting that the UK listings mention a variety of programs, including now 3 new listings have been spotted on the streaming platform, indicating that archival content will be coming to the platform from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. These include what's described as Raw Vault, SmackDown Vault, and NXT Vault, which appear to be the shows, matches, and other segments from each show's history. In addition, they added, Biggie will be hosting a new Netflix series titled WWE Raw Classics with WWE Top 10, Road to WrestleMania, Superstar Profiles, and Legend Profiles. Unfortunately, there's still no word on whether Netflix will air other WWE Network content, such as programs from the Territory era. A recent report suggests that the shows didn't draw a large audience on the network, and Netflix didn't seem like it was worth the investment to air the programs on its streaming service. While Netflix does have the rights to this content thanks to the deal with WWE, excluding the US where Peacock still has rights to the WWE Network, Netflix still incurs costs for putting it on its platforms. Next up, War Raiders honor a fallen champion. As big props to Eric and Ivar, aka the War Raiders, for paying tribute to their friend and fellow wrestler Jack Stane. The World Tag Team Champions worked alongside Damian Priest on Raw, wearing Jack Stane armbands in recognition of his recent passing and his legacy. A very, very classy tribute. Next up, Drew destroys another WWE rule. Drew McIntyre continues to break all the rules as he's rampaged through both Raw and SmackDown, with his latest infraction being the time-honored rule that is headbutting a Samoan is like headbutting a brick wall. Here, Drew delivered a Glasgow kiss to Jey Uso, knocking the yeet out of main event Jey. While McIntyre looked a bit dazed himself, it's a reminder that the Scottish Warrior lives by his own rules, even when it comes to wrestling's unwritten rules. Next up, WWE reviving Tribute to the Troops. The WWE's decision not to air its annual Tribute to the Troops show in 2024 caught some fans by surprise, as the promotion had held the event every year since 2003, although it didn't air on the show on TV in 2019. But the show may be coming back though, as WrestleVotes discussed this situation on Sportskeeda's Patreon Backstage Pass Q&A. Yeah, I tried to ask around about what happened to Tribute to the Troops. I did have a source say that it was likely they wanted to get back to the roots of it. I don't know if that means going overseas and stuff, but they did want to get back into it, maybe the bases here in America and things like that, and they just didn't have the organization to do that this time around. And we don't buy the idea that WWE lacked the organization to run a show in 2024, given the promotion globetrotted throughout the year hosting international PLEs and live events. But as for future shows, WrestleVotes weighed in that, so I wouldn't be surprised if it came back next year in a more of a traditional military-based type of environment that we're used to before they changed it to just a standard arena show. Would you guys like to see Tribute to the Troops return in 2025? Let us know in the comments down below. And finally, a WWE Diva gets a divorce. And last but not least, sad news about former WWE Diva Eva Marie, as DMZ Sports is reporting that Eva, aka Natalie Eva Marie Nelson, has filed for divorce from her husband Jonathan Coyle. According to the court records, the Total Divas television show star, real name Natalie Eva Marie Nelson, filed papers earlier this month, which stated that they got hitched back on October 20th, 2014. The docs state that the two initially separated in October 2023, and the reason for the split was listed as irreconcilable differences. Now, Eva Marie had two runs in WWE and was last seen in 2021 when she managed Doudrop, aka Piper Niven, and worked a short program with her. She was then released in 2021 along with many other WWE superstars. But there you have it, folks. Our look at Raw, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. We here at Wrestlelamia want to wish you a very happy new year, as 2025 could be massive. As always, I'll see you next year with some more wrestling content.